Dear students, we'll solve one more numerical on per unit calculations. The problem statement state that there is a power system. Here it is consist of generator 1 which is connected to the load of 60 megawatt at 0.9 power factor lagging through two transformer, that is one transformer and the second transformer having rating of 100 MVA each, with one has got 10% of reactance, the other has got 8% of reactance. These two transformer, that is a transmission line, having the reactance of J 150 ohm. In this numerical, our first step is he asks you to calculate the terminal voltage of the synchronous machine. Terminal voltage of the synchronous machine. That is a voltage V1 he has to ask to calculate. Okay, but we are not bothered about the generator reading, but what he need is the voltage at this particular point. That is the bus number 1 you can call. Okay, just first step towards achieving this particular the solution is that you have to draw the reactance diagram, choosing appropriate the base values and draw the reactance diagram on common base values. Therefore, what I am doing here is I am choosing the base quantity in the transmission line side as 100 MVA, and I am choosing the voltage as 220 kilovolts is the base quantity in J51. That is I am choosing. You can choose any part of the circuit, any value you want. But for convenience, I am choosing 100 MVA, 220 kilovolts, the base in the transmission line side. Then the base MVA is remain same throughout. That is here also it is 100 MVA. Here also in the load side is also it is 100 MVA. Okay. Only thing is that the base kilovolts should be transferred through this. Base voltage should be transferred to this. Therefore, the base voltage is L1K kilovolts divided by 220 multiplied by the base voltage is 220. Therefore, 220 get cancelled. Therefore, what voltage you are getting in the generator circuit is L1 kV is the base voltage. Similarly, this same 220 kilovolts should be transferred to the load side. Then in that case, the transformation ratio is 66 divided by 220. That is 66 divided by 220 multiplied by the 220. That is what we are getting is 66 kilovolts is the base voltage in the load side, that is 66 kilovolts. Therefore, okay, these are the base quantities. These are the base quantity in the different parts of the circuit. The next step is to find out the per unit reactance of all the component. The generator is not given, just you don't bother about the generator. Start with, you can call this as a transformer T1, this as a T2. Okay. Now I'll start with the transformer 1. That is transformer 1. Transformer 1. Okay. The new quantities are, I'll consider the transformer generator side, or you can consider transmission line side also. Okay, new base quantities in the generator side are, it is 100 MVA, 100 MVA, that is 11 kilovolts. 100 MVA, 11 kilovolts. Then the old values are that is towards the generator side. The voltage is 11 kilovolts. That is voltage is 11 kilovolts. Then MVA is 100, reactance is 10%. That is, it is 100 MVA, 11 kV and 10%. Then good old the formula for the new per unit value, X per unit new is equal to kV old by kV new whole square multiplied by MVA new by MVA old whole square. This formula you have to make use of. In that case, if you are substituting, that is both old as well as new is 100 MVA and both voltages old and as well as new are 11 kV. Therefore, straight away it is 11 divided by 11 whole square multiplied by 100 divided by 100 into 0.10. Therefore, the reactance what we are getting is 0.10. That is 0.10 is the new per unit value of the transformer. That I will write here. That is new per unit. Also I am getting here 0.10 is the new per unit value of the transformer. Now I am looking into the transformer 2 now. I am considering the transformer 2. And as I will take refer to transmission line side. What are the new quantities? New quantities are, these are new quantities. That is, new values are 100 MVA, 220 kilovolts. Then the old quantities are towards the transmission line side. It is 220 is the old voltage and MVA is 100. That is, once again it is 100 MVA, 220 kilovolts and it is 8%. Once again you have to substitute in the same equation. What I am getting here is the same. kV old and new are same. That is 220 divided by 220 whole square multiplied by 100 by 100 into 0.08. What we are getting is 0.08 is the per unit value, is the new value of per unit value of the transformer T2. Therefore, I am writing here as 0.08. That is, I'll use, yes, what I am getting is 0.08. It is 0.08 per unit is the new reactance of the transformer 2. Then we'll move to the transmission line. In the transmission line, the Z per unit formula is, it is Z actual or X actual divided by Z base. Therefore, Here, the what you have to calculate is the base value of the transmission line. Therefore, the base quantity in the transmission line are these are the base quantity. Therefore, ZB is equal to KVB square by MVAB. Therefore, KVB, that is new base value is 220 square divided by MVA is 100 here. Therefore, 100. Therefore, ZB, what you are getting as 484 ohm. 484 ohm. Then Z actual is already given as 150, that is 150 ohm. Therefore, Z per unit is equal to, it is 150 divided by 484. Therefore, you are getting the per unit value is, it is 0.3099 per unit is the new per unit value of the transmission line. Therefore, it is 0.3099 is the reactance of the transmission line. Therefore, next we will move to the important point is here the dealing with the load. Okay, that I'll show you carefully. You can see the carefully how to do the load calculations here. Okay, here the load is 60 megawatt. It is operating at 60 kilowatt. Power factor is 9 power factor lagging. These are the given data for the load. Then how to represent the load? Then we know that. What is the three-phase power? Three-phase power is equal to root 3 VLIL cos phi. Simple equation. Okay. VLIL cos phi. First, I will find out what is the load current. Load current is IL is equal to P divided by root 3 into VL into cos phi. Just you have to substitute all these values. That is, load is 60 into 10 raised to 3. 6, sorry. It is 6 divided by root 3 into 60 into 10 raised to 3 into power factor is 0.9. Therefore, the load current, what you are getting here is load current is 641.5 amperes is the load current. Just I will write this in the next page. Okay, that is my IL will be 641.5 amperes. 641.5 amperes is the load current. Okay, I'll come back to the same page here. Then I want a load current. I want exactly what is the load here. Just I want to calculate. Okay. Then how to find out MVA? MVA is nothing but megawatt divided by power factor. That is, it is 60 megawatt is given. The power factor is 0.9. Therefore, MVA of the load, what I am getting is 66.66 MVA. Actually, it is does not need. Actually, let it be 66.66 MVA. is the load MVA. It is a load MVA because you are taking the load here 60 megawatt 0.8 and it is operating at 60 kilowatt. Okay. Then the next is we have to find out what is the load impedance. We know that ZL, just like a ZB, ZL is, it is kV square divided by MVA. Okay, here I am talking about load impedance. Therefore, corresponding value of the voltage of the load and corresponding value voltage and MVA you have to take. Corresponding voltage and MVA you have to take. That is because you are calculating the load impedance. I am calculating the load impedance. It is a lagging means it is a combination of resistance and reactance. I am calculating here ZL, not ZB. ZL, that is from 66.66 MVA and 60 kilovolts. From that I am getting the load impedance. That is kV is 60, that is 60 square divided by 66.66. Therefore, you are getting load impedance as 54 ohm. 54 ohm. Therefore, that also I'll write down here. ZL is 54 ohm. 54 ohm. Okay. Next. Calculated here MVA of the load 66 and load impedance I calculated here. Okay. Now this also I'll rub it off. Let it be. I will write later on. Okay. Now we know that a simple formula I told you. Then how to find out RL? RL is ZL cos phi. And what is XL? That is load reactance. It is ZL sin phi. ZL already were calculated. That is 54 ohm. 54 ohm you are already calculated as the load impedance. Therefore, resistance is, it is 54 cos phi is already given. It is 0.9. That is equal to 48.6 ohm. Okay, this is one formula for calculating XL. The another formula is XL is equal to under square root ZL square minus RL square. Also you have to make use of. ZL is known, that is ZL is 54 and RL already were calculated 48.6. You can find out what is the value of XL. XL is equal to 54 square minus 48.6 square. Therefore, what I am getting is 23.53 ohm is the load resistance. Therefore, what I am getting here is RL and XL. RL is 48.6 ohm and XL is 23.53 ohm. These are the value what I am getting here. Okay. The next step is to find out these values in the per unit value. These are, you have to find out the per unit value. Just I am specifying all the values of this in the next page here. That is, the reactance value of this is J.10. It is J.3099. It is 0.08. Now right now you have got 3 per unit value on new base quantity. The base quantity in here is, you are already calculated here. It is 100 MVA and 66 kilovolts is the base in the the load side. Okay. Now, first I'll calculate what is the base current, IB. How to find out IB? IB is nothing but it is MVAB into 10 raised to 6 divided by root 3 into KVB into 10 raised to 3. Simple formula of finding out the IB. IB is, it is volt ampere divided by root 3 into the line voltage, that is KB. The same equation I am written, just I am converting into its actual volt ampere and the voltage. Therefore, here MVA is 100, therefore 100 into 10 raised to 6 divided by, it is root 3, KVB is 66 into 10 raised to 3. Therefore, the base current IB, what I am getting here is the base current, what I am getting is 874.77 amperes. Therefore, I will write here IB is 874.77 amperes. Okay, that is the first base value I am calculating. Then, next step is I have to calculate what is the value of base impedance. The formula is, we know that it is KVB square divided by MVAB. Therefore, the base voltage is 66, MVAB is 100. Therefore, your base impedance will be 43.56. 43.56 ohm. Therefore, I will write here ZB is equal to 43.56 ohm is the base impedance. Okay. Now, the next step is to find out the power unit value of different quantities. The first I will take the current base quantity, that is I per unit current, that is load current, that is we are talking about at this point, because all these calculations are made at this particular point, Okay, I per unit is equal to, it is a load current divided by corresponding base current, that is 641.5 amperes. Sorry, the base current what we are getting here is 874, that's correct, 874.77, and the IL is 641, yes, exactly, that is 641.5 is the load current, the corresponding base current is 874.77. So that what I am getting here is 0.733 per unit is the per unit current. Therefore, I per unit value what I am getting is 0.733 per unit. Okay, that is the per unit value of current. Then we have to look into it is operating at 0.9 power factor lagging. Therefore, writing this I per unit as 0.733, it is lagging an angle of 25.84. How you are getting this? If you are taking cos inverse of 0.9, then you are getting 25.84. I am using minus sign here because it is lagging. Okay, this is how we have to represent the power into value of current, power into value of current. Then actually the power into value of load, resistance and reactance is not necessary, but we are taking a first time here that we have to calculate. That is R power unit is equal to RL divided by ZB. You can very careful about, even though it is resistance, the base quantity you have to divide the base impedance only. That is, it is 46.6 is the actual value of the resistance and base impedance is 43.56. Therefore, R per unit, the R per unit, what I am getting here is 1.11 per unit. Then X per unit is, it is XL divided by ZB. Once again you can observe the ratio here. That is, the XL is 23.53, the ZB is 43.56. Therefore, X per unit, what I am getting here is 0.5484. 0.5484. These are the base quantities what we are getting, per unit value we are getting from the calculation. The same thing can be drawn, that is with the same value you can draw the reactance diagram for the system. Just you have to look into that. Okay. Here can draw directly the reactance diagram. Just I will start with the baseline. Start with the baseline. Starting with the generator. Generator is represented as source of voltage. Starting from the ground, it is Z1 and is represented by its reactance Xg1. We don't know. We don't want that data. Then there is a V1. That is, our object is to find out this V1. Then there is a transformer T1. Then transmission line of J150. Then there is a transformer. Then there is a bus here. Then the load is represented by resistance and inductive reactance because it is lagging load. It is a lagging load. Therefore, lagging load. Okay, now we have to write all the per unit value on a new base quantity here. Okay, it is, we know that for this it is point J10 itself, it is 0.3099, it is J0.08, then the resistance and reactance are 1.11 and 0.54. 1. It is resistance, it is 1.11 per unit. It is J0.5484. These are the values. And at this bus is operating at 60 kilovolts. It is operating at 60 kilovolts. However, the base in this circuit is 100 MVA, 66 kilovolts. Then what is the per unit value of the load voltage? What is the per unit value of the load voltage? That is, I'll write here per unit value of load voltage is equal to, it is actual value is 60 and base value is 66. Actual value is 60, base value is 66. Therefore, what I am getting here is the voltage is 909. 0.909 per unit is the voltage at this point. Okay, therefore what I am representing here, the voltage which is at the load terminal is 0.909 at an angle of 0, because when if you are drawing the vector diagram, suppose this is the voltage, that is a VL, then current is lagging by 25 point, you are talking about it is 25.84, 25.84, it is 25.84 degree, it is for IL. But here VL and IL, instead of expressing in the actual value, I am expressed in the per unit value, that is voltage is 0.909 is taken as a reference, therefore it is 0, and the current which is lagging this voltage by an angle of 25.84 with the magnitude of 0.733, that is it is 0.733, an angle of minus 25.84. That is how you have to represent voltage and current. Okay, this is your voltage. It is V per unit. It is V per unit. Okay. And what is the current, which is a load current? What is the load current here? That is, you have to find out I per unit. I per unit already were calculated here. That is, I per unit is 0.733, an angle of 25.84. That is, the current which is flowing here is 0.733, an angle of 25.84 minus 25.84 per unit is the current. Okay, this is circuit we have got. We have got a circuit. Final circuit what you are getting. First you have to draw the per unit reactance diagram, finding out the V per unit, I per unit, and all the reactance in the per unit. Now I am simplifying this diagram into, here the generator is as it is. I am not touching upon the generator circuit, and here it is V1. Here it is V1. The reactance, these all are connected in series. It can be connected in series. It can be connected in a series. Therefore, the reactance which is reducing to equivalent reactance, a single reactance we will get it, that is 0.4899. That is, if you are adding all this, the what reactance you are getting, because all are connected in series, all are reactances, the 0.1 plus 0.3099 plus 0.088. That is what I am getting here is, it is 0.4899. Then here my load is 1.11. I am not bothered about this, and it is J.5484. Here my voltage is 0.909, an angle of 0 degree is the voltage here. That is V per unit. The circuit current is 0.733, an angle of minus 25.84. Okay, it is very simple now. How to find out V1? We know the terminal voltage. If you are adding to the terminal voltage of this, there is a drop of 0.4899 into 0.733, you are getting V1. That is, V1, the voltage at the terminal end, is equal to the terminal voltage, that is 0.909, an angle of 0 degree, plus this reactance drop. The reactance drop is 0.733, an angle of minus 25.84 and the reactance is say 0.4899. If you are working out this, you are getting the per unit value. The per unit value, what you are getting here is the per unit value we are getting as 1.13, an angle of 16.8 per unit. That is 1.13, an angle of 16.8 per unit. That is what we are getting is V1. Just moving to the next slide. That is the V1 you are getting as 1.13, an angle of 16.873 per unit. 16.873 per unit. That is voltage at this point. That is in per unit. That is, we know that. What is the per unit value? Per unit value is actual divided by base. Then if you want the actual value, how to find out actual value? It is per unit value into base value. Okay, what is the per unit value of the voltage? Actual voltage, V actual, that is 1 is equal to, the per unit value is 1.13. I am not considering the angle now, right now. It is 1.13. And what is the base voltage here? The base voltage here is L1 kV, already were calculated here. It is L1 kV is the base voltage here. Therefore, what I am multiplying here is L1 kilovolts. Then the voltage what I am getting here is the voltage, actual voltage what I am getting at the terminals of the generator is, it is 1.13 multiplied by 11, that is we are getting 12.43, an angle of 16.873 kilovolts is the voltage at the terminals of the generator. This is how you have to calculate. The calculations are very simple. Just I will appraise the overall the calculation sequences here. First, you have to choose the base quantity in the any one part of the circuit. On the same base, you have to calculate the reactances of per unit reactance of all the components. That is transformer, transmission line, transformer. Even you can calculate for the load, because load is not given, but as an exercise I am taken that. Okay, that is we are calculating the values of per unit by using the formula, that is Z per unit new is equal to kV volt by kV new whole square MVA new by MVA volt into exponent volt. That is standard formula we are using. Thereby we are finding out all the new per unit values. As far as load is concerned, you have to be very careful. It is 60 megawatt, 0.9 power factor lagging, and 60 kilovolts is given. Thereby you have to make use of all these three values. What you have to do is, just I will rub it off. You have to make use of these three quantities. Then you have to find out what is the value of actual value of load MVA, then load kilovolts is given, power factor is also given. Then use the proper formula, find out IL, RL and the XL. The same thing I did here, find out IL, ZL I calculated, then RL and the XL. And at the same time we know the base quantity, the corresponding base current, base impedance also we are calculated. Then we know that per unit value is actual value divided by base value. Then you divide one by another, then you are getting the per unit value of the current. Similarly, per unit of resistance, per unit of reactance. what I am getting. Once we know all the per unit on a common base, then you have to draw the reactance diagram. You have to draw the reactance diagram. Once if you have drawn the reactance diagram, our object is to find out the voltage V1, the voltage at this particular point. We want the voltage at this point. For that, then we know the voltage here, we know the current here, we know the total reactance. We know the total reactance. That is this voltage plus the drop in this, then what I am getting is V1 here. Therefore, before that, what I did, I am adding all these three reactances, therefore replaced by single reactance. The same voltage I am keeping here as it is, that is 0.90 an angle of 0. The current is remains same here, the current is remains same here. Then the circuit is reduced, then we know the terminal voltage, we know the reactance, we know the current. You have to multiply this. If you are adding to this, then what I am getting is V1. The same thing I did here. V1 is equal to 0.909 plus current 733.04 multiplied by 0.4899. Then what I am getting is this is the voltage V1, that is the terminal voltage of the generator. This terminal voltage is this terminal voltage V1. It is in the per unit value. We know that the definition of the per unit is it is the actual value divided by base value. To get actual value, you have to multiply base value to per unit, that is per unit value into base value. That is the per unit value were already calculated 1.3. At this point, the base value is L1 kV. Therefore, I am multiplying L1 kV. That is 1.13 into L1. That is what I am getting is 12.43 an angle of 16.873 kilovolts is the terminal voltage of the generator. What exactly he asked in the numerical. He asked in the numerical, calculate the terminal voltage of the synchronous machine that you are calculating. This is how you have to calculate the solution for the calculating the terminal voltage of the generator using the per unit quantity. It simplifies the change in the potential at different parts. Here it is L1 kV, here it is 22, here it is 66. In normal case, it is not possible to add the reactor stop directly. But once if you are converting that into per unit value, it is very easy to add all the reactors together and calculate on the basis of per unit value.